Hey guys, welcome to Cigar Brother, your source for cigar reviews, cigar culture, how-tos, and more. In this episode, we're gonna review Proper 12. That's right, this is Conor McGregor's whiskey that he came out back in 2018. We're gonna talk about it a little bit and review it. The pros, the cons, is it worth all the hype? And my personal thoughts on it as well. So stay tuned, this is gonna be a good one, and let go. If you haven't yet, click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell as well. And if you've got thoughts and comments, I want to hear from you in the bottom of the video. Please comment. I love the response we're getting from people in the channel who just want to give feedback or comment. We'd love to hear from you as well. Okay, Conor McGregor Proper 12 whiskey. Okay, you guys know that I'm a whiskey guy. You see me smoke my cigars, and you know that I like some good whiskey. I was in the liquor store about a month ago, and I was looking for some good whiskeys to pair with my cigars and just in general, right? And I saw a cardboard cutout of Conor McGregor. And those who do not know who Conor McGregor is, he is the UFC champion. It says he's a UFC lightweight and featherweight champion. Now I know UFC a little bit. I'm not crazy about UFC. I did watch it last night. I watched the prelims last night because I wasn't about to pay $4 for the main fight. But I do keep a little bit of UFC, but this is Conor McGregor. We all know Conor McGregor, he's a badass UFC, so he produced his own whiskey. So when I saw the cardboard cutout, I thought, I know Conor McGregor, I know the attitude, I know how he is. This must be an even badass whiskey. Conor McGregor, whiskey, he's ruthless, you know, let me try this whiskey and see what it's about. So I asked the guy, I said, hey, do you have this Conor McGregor whiskey? And he goes, I do. And I said, great, well, how much is it? He's like, it's like $30. I'm like, $30 for this bottle of whiskey? Are you kidding me? And I don't know, I was intrigued. I like the Irish culture. He's from Ireland. I like the font on it. If you can see the font on this thing's pretty cool. I don't know if you can catch that in the camera or not, but the font's pretty cool. I like the green Irish bottle. It has black. It just looks kind of sophisticated, but I was kind of thrown that it was like $30. I thought, again, my journey with whiskeys is new. I'm still in the novice phase, but I thought this has to be like a $50 whiskey, and it's not. It was only, $30. So I go to the checkout counter, and I said, hey, this is what I was, when I buy like a liquor or buy something, I'm like, hey, did you ever try this? Hey, have you ever had this? So I was asked the cashier, hey, what do you think? And she goes, I had this. She goes, this is probably one of the most smoother whiskeys I ever had. She goes, I didn't get a hangover, and it's really easy drinking, and it goes down really ultra smooth, and that's what she liked. So when I heard the word smooth, easy drinking, I knew this was something I had to try. So I'm like, wow, okay, very interesting. So let's give it a shot. So, and that's what I did. So right now, we're gonna go through it together. I've tasted this whiskey, but I'm gonna go through the profiles with you together and kind of break down what I'm kind of tasting, get your guys' thoughts in the comments as well, what you think about it as well. But I wanna talk about the pros and cons of this whiskey, because a lot of celebrities are now getting this market where everyone has a whiskey, everyone has a tequila out there, and a lot of these people are making a lot of money. George Clooney recently sold his company for, I think, like $1 billion, something crazy. Him and his partner sold their company. I think Ryan Reynolds also got into the tequila business as well. So you're seeing a big shift happening, especially during the pandemic, where these celebrities who used to find their money through movies and different ventures, with COVID, with pandemic, they cannot make money shooting a film. So now people are pivoting, people are shifting their mindset to entrepreneurial things out of the box, online ventures, and things like this. So without further ado, let's get into this review of Proper 12. All right, so here we go. I have my glass here. So what I did is, I cracked some of this last night, so sorry guys. But the first thing I do is smell it. So a couple of characteristics of this whiskey I kind of like. So I'm gonna pour a little bit. Okay, I gotta spark it up a little bit. I think that's a drug term, right? Spark it up like a weed, right? I'm gonna spark it up a little bit, but we gotta spark it up a little bit. Woo! Okay! All right, we're back. So I poured a little bit of this Proper 12 in here, and off the bat, you can tell, and I'm just gonna go in this and just be, can I be real? That's my saying now. You guys hear me say, can I be real? Can I be honest with you with Proper 12? My first thoughts, it's really watery. It just has a water consistency to it that's very interesting. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's watery. It almost looks like if someone had a regular whiskey, like if I took one of these off the shelf here, I have my chestnut, my chestnut up there, which is really good. I have, if I took my Breckenridge, which is right there, right? Which is a really good, phenomenal whiskey, right? If I took Breckenridge and put ice cubes in it and let it dilute, this is what it looks like. So off the bat, to me, that's not a bad sign, but it's a very interesting sign. So, so that's interesting. So let me just taste a little bit and go. So right off the bat, I'm getting flavors of really a lighter version of like a regular whiskey. Like if I had my Breckenridge or my Elijah Craig up there, or maybe even like, you know, my Maker's Mark whiskeys, it kind of reminds me of that. It has notes of that casket whiskey kind of taste a little bit. I know this is blended, I believe. And so it's subtle with the alcohol. You get the signature whiskey flavor. You can tell that it's blended on the palate a little bit, but then it comes with a rush of like kind of alcohol notes that come chasing down your tongue. And then you get this wash of water, almost like dilution, like watery finish that comes at the end of this, which is interesting. So it comes with a watery finish, which is interesting. It's light, very light whiskey. So, you know, off the bat, it seems very watery. You know what's really cool here, well, interesting, is as I'm in the glass swirling around, and I don't know if you can see it in the camera. Oh, geez, I'm spilling all over the place. But as you can see here, it almost has like a syrupy look to it. It's almost like a silky honey consistency to it. Very interesting. Light alcohol, it's light whiskey flavor. I would say it's clean. It's definitely blended, but it's watered down. It's watered the heck down. Yeah, this is really, really watered down, my opinion. It's watered down. So we talked about the cons, you know, I think the big thing that came out, guys, is that this is a watered down whiskey. What's interesting to me is Conor McGregor is supposed to be this badass UFC fighter, right? Bravado, he's badass, don't F with me kind of thing. We see him in the Mayweather stuff and how he was acting. I think they're friends now, I don't know. But for him to be as badass as he is, this stuff should be tight. Like this should be knock you in your gut, back of your throat, really clean, but like smacks you in the back of your throat whiskey. We don't want anything rough. I think for me, rough is, you want rough. Rough is this right here, that Woodford Reserve double oaked, that's right there on the top. That is rough. I mean, that stuff like, you smell it and you're gonna get a hangover. It's like really rough. I mean, I had it for 2 months. I've drunk most of it because, you know, I paid for it, but that's rough. This is not as rough. So I'm surprised that he doesn't have a knock you in your face knocky on your butt kind of whiskey, but he's this badass like UFC guy. So that's interesting to me. Let's move on to the pros of this thing. Now, this is my second bottle of this. So you guys, Andy, you're complaining. I think this is my second bottle of buying this. Actually, I bought it yesterday. Well, you're complaining. So here are the pros of this whiskey and why I bought a second bottle of it. I don't care what you say out there, guys. Celebrity sells. Celebrityism sells. This sold me to buy this bottle. I knew who Conor McGregor was. I saw him on TV. We also had a fight when he went from UFC to try to box Mayweather. There's a celebrity in this that made me buy this bottle. Okay, that's number one. Number two is, it's surprisingly an easy drink. She was right at the counter. This is easy. This is the whiskey that if you do not want a hangover, you want to drink with some friends and be in your right mind, you want to go out with some friends at a bar, and you want to get something that's a little bit more mature without putting on your butt and without breaking the bank, this is a good whiskey. It's a nice, easy drinking, campfire, get around the fire, talk, socialize whiskey. This is like an everyday easy drink. You can drink this and not get a buzz. You can drink it and feel good, and you can drink it. It's a pleasant whiskey. It's pleasant. It's not gonna offend you in any way. This is a non-offensive whiskey. It's not gonna offend you. This is gonna be a very pleasant drinking whiskey to have. So those are the pros. So yeah, this is easy drinking whiskey. So this is something you wanna have. Now, listen, is this a cigar whiskey? Is this something you wanna puff a cigar with? I don't know. I've tried it with some lighter flavors, some Connecticut's, some mild ones. This is kind of a mild one I have right here, a milder medium version right now. You can, but this is more a review of the whiskey itself, whether you're smoking with it or not. This whiskey is very pleasant to the palate. So that's where I'm at with it. So yeah, have a stick with it. Wouldn't be bad. But also the feel with this whiskey, which is great, is you don't have to have a stick with it. You don't have to chase this down after you smoke a cigar. You can have this by itself and it still be a very pleasant drink to have on your shelf.